everybody. So you're welcome to another episode of Beyond the Blows. And as always, I'm Precious. Okay, the topic of conversation today is standards, a societal or individual propagation. Yes. So, it's not hard for anyone to have come across the whole standard thingy that is like flying around now. And the first thing that comes to mind is this something that, is a sudden societal creation, or is it something that, it's just um, selective individuals or an individual, that is getting to it? But then again, one thing you have to understand is much of society or much of the, goings around, most of the quotes, the wordings, the beliefs, that is propagated by many, accepted by many, or denounced by many, actually started with one individual. Okay, so and by one individual, it actually spread to a multitude of people, i.e., society. So basically, when you talk about standards, a lot of people have different types of what they consider to be standard to them, or to what standard they fit in or they expect to be put in. What you need to understand first is when you talk about standard, is it a society propagation? And if it's something that is demanded or accepted by society, do you really fit 100% into that societal propagation? Do you? Two, you have to look at it from the standpoint of, if this, standard or this particular standard emanated from one person and is being circulated by several other people, does this actually suit my ideology? Does it suit what I consider to be sensible, appropriate, or inappropriate, as the case may be? Now, by the time you begin to understand that most of the things that are considered standards are actually not 100% standards, they are more like um, things that were, or should I say, a set of, of things, rules, guidelines, or just propagation that was developed by a select few people and spread across a lot of people, or a particular person who imbibed this, and along the line a lot of people took to it. So when you talk about standard and trying to fit into a particular standard, or wanting to demand for a particular standard, yeah, you have to consider, is even if society smiles on it or frowns on it, does this really align with my understanding of what I want for myself, or what I would need for myself, or what is vital or necessary for myself? Because if at the end of the day the propagated or accepted standards for society or select individual or an individual does not actually 100% align with you, okay, with your ideology, with your perception, with how you see yourself or how you want to see yourself, does it really make sense that you should fit into that standard? Yeah, I think you said no in your mind. So, yeah, think about it. These standards that are being propagated, is it really an accepted, 100% accepted societal norm? Is it something that is just developed, out of, one individual wanting it to be so, and, you know, propagating it to make it seem like, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. And lastly, which is the most important one of all, does it really align with who I am at the core? Does it align with myself, who I am? Once you are able to wrap your mind, to wrap your thoughts, to understand if that standard that is being pushed onto you or is being propagated, once you're able to understand if it really fits in any way in your mind space and in your whole entire being, then you can decide for a certain if you actually think that standard is considerate to look at yourself from or look to anybody from. Okay, so that's that on this topic of conversation. Standards, a societal propagation or an individualistic propagation. So if it's really societal or individualistic, okay, ask yourself, do I really care much about this to fit the bill? If you don't, well, it's really not sensible to hold yourself to it. If it is, then why not? Hell yes, go ahead. Okay, alright. So once you come across this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Help grow the channel, people. Alright, a lot of love, to everyone out there. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye.